Howdy, guys and gals. Welcome back to BK's Baits here on Motion Sports. Thank you guys for tuning in this week. Hope you guys got to check last week's episode out where we covered shad imitators. Did a little bit of that fall winter transition fishing here in Texas, so that's what we were covering. And guys, if you had some success on it, man, let me know in the comments. If you guys would, just a little housekeeping here before we get started on the video and today's baits. If you guys would like, comment, subscribe to the channel, that helps a ton, and I greatly appreciate it. Well, last week I gave you guys, hey, if I was going to the lake, these are 3 baits I might try to throw. Maybe you don't throw them, something new. This weekend I am getting to go fishing. We have 32-degree weather coming in on Saturday, which is cold here in Texas. It's been really warm all week, so big cold front coming in. So I'm covering 3 baits. I'm going to be taking with me, tying on. Some of them are baits I have a ton of confidence in, and some of them I think I should be better at. So I'm taking them, going to throw them a little bit, practice around. Starting off, sure, if you guys have talked to anybody that's ever fished cold water, you've heard about this. This is not a minnow chandelier. This is an A-rig, Alabama rig. This one in particular is a hog farmer. It has this nice flex wire. So these top 2 up here are just imitators. They rarely hit the top ones in my experience. Bottom 2 are a little bit smaller than the biggest one here in the middle. I find them hit the middle most often, but and colors, guys, Pro Blue. Again, this is the smallmouth magic. If you watched last week's episode, you heard me talk about that. I really do like that color. And guys, I'm gonna be throwing this out and either letting it sink to bottom, kind of hopping it up, and then just kind of creeping along and pumping the rod. And the reason I buy these A-rigs in particular is because that flex wire, when I pump that rod, that school is swimming along and it's gonna, like the school comes together when I pump it forward, then it will fan back out. A-rig's just one of those baits that when that water gets cold, you can still just really draw that reaction bite. So I'm certainly going to be chunking the A-rig around. And until they tell me that they're in a bad enough mood to not eat it, I'm really going to be covering some water with that and trying to find them because I'm going to a new lake and it's going to be cold. So A-rig going to be tied on and gotta hope it gets fit. The lake I'm going to has a bunch of riprap rock in certain sections. And so it's my second bait I'm going to talk about, and that is a flat-sided crankbait. And when I say flat-sided, I mean it is, the sides are flat. I'm not sure how well you guys can see that, but this is not going to have, big wide wobble kick. It's going to be a very tight side-to-side motion. And guys, I really was not, I've lived in Texas pretty much my whole life, minus a couple of years up north and stuff, but I wasn't doing bass fishing up there. And man, that I kept hearing people talk about, tight wobble crankbaits and rock crawlers and all this stuff. This is a 6 cents 75 flat crush, I think it's what they call it. I don't remember if this is like Spawn Tiger or what, but we love this color Rayburn red style baits down here. And I really wasn't a believer, and I fished the Hobie last year at Broken Bow. It was super cold, and man, I threw crankbaits all during practice. I think I even posted a picture of them online. Someone was like, "Hey, nice, switch through 15 types of crankbaits." I was like, "Yeah, I know." Tried different depths, trying colors, different retrieves and stuff, and man, I could not get bit on a crankbait. And the last day, man, I saw a guy just going down this ledge, and he was just catching fish, and it was on a crankbait. And I was like, man, I've thrown so many crankbaits. I can't get bit. And I bought these. I'd heard, cold water, throw the flat-sided crankbaits. And I tied this exact crankbait on and was just, running it down that ledge. And, man, I was able to pick up some fish. I had a rough tournament, but the fish I did catch, it was thanks to this crankbait. And there was a really good morning crankbait bite. And I didn't pick up on it because I wasn't throwing a flat-sided crankbait. So, yeah, flat-sided crankbait, guys, when that water's really cold and you're like, oh, the fish aren't shallow, man, sometimes they up. I mean, that rock heats up throughout the day and they'll get up on that rock, and this little flat-side crank will catch them. So flat-side crankbait. And finally, guys, this is a bait lots of people talk about. I personally have caught one fish on it in my entire life. I think, when I first kind of found out about him, I threw it around a little bit and I was like, well, that's enough of that. I'm not doing that anymore. But I can't ignore it any longer. And it's the Ned rig, guys. It's this little mushroom head. There's a finesse TRD on the back in Canada crawl, I think is what that color is called. That little flakes in there and stuff. And guys, if you don't know what a Ned rig is, this is it. You're looking at it. It You throw it out there, let it sink to bottom, and then just let it sit there, maybe hop it once, let it spiral back down to bottom, and maybe drag it. But guys, this is a bait I'm taking to practice with. I do not have a ton of confidence in a Ned rig. I know it's a great wintertime bait, but I'm taking it because I don't throw it, and I need to work. I know it catches fish. Got guys here in Texas that use it. Tons of guys up north crush on this bait, and yeah, I just don't. I do not throw it. Which is, it's not like I have anything against finesse fishing. I mean, I drop shot. My wife Brooke, she only throws a drop shot. We are big robo worm people here in the house with throwing the drop shot, but I'm trying not to do that. I know when it gets that guys just catch a ton of fish on this and big fish on this, and I mean, it doesn't look like much. I guess you throw it out there and this plastic just stands up on bottom like that, and that's it. And so I'm gonna chunk this around. I'm expecting it to be super tough Saturday, and yeah, I hope I can pick up a couple fish on this and start building some confidence in it. Earlier I referenced that broken bow tournament, and I would have loved to have had something like this that when it was so tough, I could have just picked up and said, I know this will get 5 fish today. And I did not have that in my arsenal. And I know a lot of guys up there caught them on that. So it's something I've been needing to work on, and it's getting cold again. So I'll get the opportunity to work on it this weekend. Guys, that's it for our 3 baits this week. If you guys are doing some fishing this weekend, it's cold, be safe on the water. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I super appreciate you guys tuning in. Like, seriously, the feedback was great, guys. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for following Motion Sports. Got up to 1,000 likes. That is freaking awesome. Your guys' support is so amazing. Guys, be safe on the water this weekend. Have a great one. And yeah, hopefully I catch some fish.